Logan couldn't get his boxers over his prosthetic legs.
I was actually going to ask
so
you
he laid
if they...
down, and I took him.
Oh my god.
Welcome to the Love and Comedy Podcast, where two stand-up comics talk pursuing love while pursuing a career in stand-up comedy. Twist, your comedian host, happen to be married. I'm one of your hosts, Aurora Singh.
And I'm your other host, Drew Shafer. Our theme for today is roasting.
Not a piece of meat.
Yeah,
No.
This isn't a recipe podcast.
Well, technically a piece of meat. Other comics. Okay,
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Ooh. Our guest for today has a way with words. He is a king of roast battles. And he kind of looks like the mascot for a store brand Lucky Charms you can only buy with food stamps. Everybody, please welcome to the podcast, Josh Means.
Josh Means. Ba, 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 ba.
Thank you guys for having me. I'm excited to be here.
I'm so excited to have you on.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun one.
Yeah, this already feels like the worst call center to be stuck in of all time.
Yes, roasted.
Yes.
This is what I wanted.
We wrote in the notes banter, and it's going to be roast. It's
Yeah.
going to be mean. It's perfect.
I feel like every time I see Josh, I'm like, do me, I want to be roasted.
Yeah. It's hard to roast you because you're confident. And like,
Me?
yeah.
Do you know me?
I know you.
I am pretty
You
confident.
you
Honestly,
act so
yeah.
confident.
Such a married couple argument.
Me? Am I
Me?
in
Am I
drama?
too great? Oh, no, I'm not too great.
Drew and I asked Josh to come on today because comedy has impacted his relationship in a major way, and we also want to find out more about roasting. Let's get started.
Yeah, so it is the Love and Comedy podcast. So we're going to start with love. So tell us a little bit, give us a recap. Where are you at in your love life right now?
Well, I am single now. I started comedy single, and then 6 months in, I met the lady that would become my wife. She had a 3-year-old son. That was my boy. We got together. We grew together.
Wait, she had a son when you both met?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we kind of grew up together. 6 years later, we grew apart. Things happen.
It happens.
But so now I'm back single, doing comedy again for like 6 months.
There you go.
Right. So it's been 6 months since you guys have separated.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. So this is fresh.
Yeah, it's still pretty fresh.
So we're going to be as gentle as we can.
No, I would appreciate roasting.
Okay. So I am not a good roaster. I tend to hurt people's feelings more.
I mean, that's part of it.
I've kind of always thought you've been Drew's ghostwriter.
Oh, really? Oh, God. Well, I will say this. There was a roast battle that Drew did really well in, and he won. And one of your biggest jokes, I helped you write.
Was it against me?
No, it was against Los Digits.
Ooh,
Oh, yeah.
Yes. It was the wall bit.
Yeah, because we were doing we were like, let's pretend like you're Los Digits and I'm me. What would I say in this situation? And we like acted out like him pacing the stage in front of me and like kneeling and everything he would do. And then we just like together came up with like...
No, I came up with the wall part. I was, because you were pacing and I was like, oh, I should build a wall to keep you on your side of the stage.
Something like, oh yeah, that's what
Yeah,
it was. Yeah,
it was my idea. Thank you so much for the credit.
That's so cute though, that like you guys can go over your roast jokes and
yeah,
she
Drew's
can-
in the weirdest role play of all
that
time.
I was just gonna say.
Josh's relationship status is single. You started single and you are now back at it.
And
Yeah.
how did you guys meet? Did you meet
Yeah.
We met
through
at
comedy?
a comedy show, yeah.
So she was just there to watch
Yeah.
and then saw you and was like, you're really funny, and she got to know you?
Yeah.
She slid in the DMs?
No, we talked after the show.
Oh, wow.
I think you're probably the first comic that we've had on that has spoken to someone who was at the show after the show.
Yeah.
And then like took it further. Like, so you guys talked after the show and then what, you got her number? Like what happened?
because I had jokes about my little brother having autism and working with kids with autism, and her son had autism, and she worked with people with autism. So we had like a connection right off the bat to talk about, and it just jumped from there.
Were you nervous, like, getting involved with someone who was like a fan of comedy and like came to watch a show that you were in?
Not really. Like, I don't know. I never really thought of it. I always just kind of thought it was cool that
you
she
just
liked
saw
comedy.
titties and you were like, I'm down.
That's true. I don't know. I liked that she was a fan of comedy because when we like talked about her favorite comics, some of them were some of my favorite comics also. It wasn't just like, I like Eliza Schlesinger. And
Yeah, the hits.
Yeah.
You felt like, she respected and had the same sense of comedy, sense of humor as you.
For sure.
That's cool.
And she put me on a couple comics that are now like my favorite comics. So.
Oh, wow. So she turned you onto some comedians.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a super fan. That's great.
Yeah. So when you guys first started dating, what was it about her that was like, okay, she's not just like a crazy fan, or like not under, like, what was it about her that you were like, oh, okay, this could be okay to date someone normal, like she can understand my lifestyle?
Yeah, well, I was also brand new at comedy. I was 6 months in, so it wasn't really a lifestyle. Even my first 6 months, I only did 2 open mics a month. I was going to every Laughs Unlimited Pro-Am, which is first and third Tuesday. And that was it. I wasn't hitting any other open mics the entire first 6 months. And then it might have even been her that gave me the kick to fucking start doing like more. But it was because it was around that time that I started like taking it more seriously.
Yeah.
But she wasn't like also like a super huge, like, goes to tons of shows crazy fan, so I didn't think it was like weird, you know what I mean? She was just a person that happened to go to a comedy show.
It was the healthy amount. It was like, she's supporting, she likes comedy, but it's not like, oh, she's always there no matter what, because that can be a lot.
Yeah, and she wasn't like expecting you to be stage Josh Means off stage.
Yeah.
She was like, oh, you're a person and you do this thing and it's cool.
Yeah. And she was also like, this was, I found out like down the line, not right away, but she was really good to like run jokes by, because she wouldn't laugh.
That's
okay.
She would like, and she would sometimes, but like I had to earn it, you know.
Okay.
I had to work for it.
So you would run your jokes by her. You would be like, "Hey, I have this bit idea."
Oh no, I stopped doing it because I would bomb every time. But I
tough critic.
I would, yeah. Like when she became like a showcase show where I was like, if I got a bit that I've worked out in an open mic, I'll be like, yeah, I've been trying this new bit out, and then see what she says. But like just running something like a new thought by her, I'm like, no, I'll figure that out on my own.
It's too new, not open for feedback yet.
Yeah.
It's an idea. Yeah.
I think there's times where even with Aurora, sometimes I'll be like, I don't want to tell her my new ideas, because like, especially if it's anything with pop culture, no clue. Like Aurora does not know any pop culture.
Same.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I mean, our styles of comedy are very different.
They are.
They're kind of merging a little. I see some merging.
A little bit,
for styles, a little teeny tiny bit, but for the most part, we're very different. So if I want to run a joke by Drew, I wait also till it's like a little bit more developed, a little bit more punchy, so that way he can look past the not understanding the concept of it and just being like, oh, okay, I see where you're going. Yeah.
Plus, like, performing it on stage is so much different than just like running it by somebody. And like having other jokes before it and other jokes following it, like it's a completely different ball game.
Right.
It's like the classic when somebody's like, oh, you're a comedian, tell me a joke. It's like, yeah, no, we're not in the context for it. Like you're not 2-drink minimum right now. Like,
Yeah.
you are sober and staring at me. Like,
And that's how I feel like I'm that person to Josh whenever I see Josh, because in my mind I want to be like, can you do a roast about me? And
Yeah,
I'm like, but now I'm that person.
you are.
And I'm a comic.
That's funny.
You're the worst. You
I
want
know.
something to put you in your place.
I think so, but I also just think roasting is like, and we'll get to this in the comedy section, but I just think roasting is like one of the coolest skills to do in comedy, and you're so good at it, Josh. And I just
Thank
like I'm in awe with people like you or like Robert Emoto too. I feel like are so quick on your feet and so witty. I don't understand how your brain works like that. It's a muscle I just don't have in my head at all.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I
it's
appreciate
amazing.
that.
Oh, you just came
It's-
on here for compliments. I'm just gonna
No,
compliment you
yeah,
all night.
no.
The anti-roast episode.
Yeah, see, I'm good at honey roasting.
Yeah.
Like, Josh, your hair is so orange. It reminds me of being healthy, like vitamin C.
That was pretty close.
Was
that
I was
terrible?
waiting for a twist
It
on
was.
it.
That was
It
really
was.
bad.
I don't even. It was honestly. It was terrible as a roast. It was terrible as a boast. I don't.
He doesn't feel any better about himself at all.
And this is why I just stick to stand up and not roasting or boasting, you know?
Yeah.
But your hair makes me feel healthy. That's what I was trying to say.
Okay.
It's I'm going to move on
I appreciate
to
it.
the
We all appreciate you moving on right now.
Okay.
Josh is gonna be like, I went to their closet, they tried to compliment me, and then I left.
Yeah, this is the weirdest interview for a throuple I've ever been a part of.
Aurora's just like, yeah, hair important. That's
I just realized, like, us doing a podcast with comics and, like, bringing them into our space and, like, letting people see the way that we interact. What if it, like, goes wrong and then the comedy community starts talking about how fucking weird we are?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you guys didn't even take the sex swing down.
Oh, no! Don't tell them about
Don't tell
the
him
sex
that.
swing. But if you want to use it later, you can.
All right.
Our next section is a love question section. So now we have the background. Josh is single, recently single. It's still very fresh. So we want to find out. Ooh.
Just in time for Valentine's Day.
Oh my!
Yeah.
This is getting more and more sad by the second.
It's
No.
fine, guys.
I'm
it's fine.
I'm laughing. I don't know why I'm laughing.
No relationship that works has ever stopped being a relationship. Like, if it works, right? Like,
Yeah.
if there's some piece that's broken, that's what. Yeah.
Yeah, that's wow. That was like very.
Deep.
Yeah, that
Is
was.
that the? This is what goes viral. Me being like, if a relationship
Yeah.
has the wheels on it, it will
Yeah.
keep turning.
Right.
That I'm gonna stop.
If the bolt is loose, then you abandon the car.
Yeah. I
That
mean,
maybe
I'm sure it's
What?
more than a bolt loose. Yeah, the way you just said that, Josh was like, it was a tire missing. That shit was
Listen,
not
there were some
driving.
bolts loose. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You're like, the bolts were loose, the tire was gone. Honestly, the car got stolen.
The Kelly
All
Blue
right.
Book was off.
I totaled my car.
There we go.
All right, well, perfect segue into our love section. So the question is, obviously, we talked about like relationships you kind of just grew apart a little bit,
Yeah.
right? Did comedy play a role at all in the decision to split with your wife?
I don't know. I think maybe a little bit, but not really. It wasn't like a huge issue. There were just other issues that would I would be at work. I would be doing comedy. I would be doing comedy over some other responsibilities.
Yeah.
And then, so, like, yeah, comedy got in the way for sure.
Mm.
But
Yep.
also, like, it was a big thing. Like, she wasn't just a fan of comedy. Like, she believed in me. She liked that I was chasing my dream. So it was also, like, a plus, too. You know what I mean? It was,
Definitely.
like, even when things were bad and I could, like, share, hey, I just got booked the Cobb's roast battle shows. Like, I
Yeah.
get to share all these cool shows with her
hmm
was, like, cool.
Like, she was still supportive.
Yeah.
And that's what I've noticed. Like, when I see like the posts you guys do on social media, it's still very supportive of each other. It's like this very healthy, hey, it just didn't work, but hey,
Yeah.
she's she's kicking ass, you're kicking ass, like two people, grown adults.
For sure. She's
Just doing
still
their shit.
she's still the mother of my kids.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to talk shit on her.
No.
She's so smart. She just got accepted to Penn State and Oregon
Holy
for
shit.
her PhD program.
Are you
So
sure
Damn.
you want to
She's
get
killing
a
it.
divorce? Are you sure that's the...
Good question, Aurora.
Oh.
Yeah, no, she's doing great. I've got a special coming out. There's things going on over here.
No, Josh,
too.
you're
It's
doing
fine.
great. Yeah, no, you're doing.
But no, I'm-
Yeah,
also
the
really
comedy
good.
version of a PhD.
Yes,
Yeah,
Released a
exactly.
special.
Absolutely.
Same,
It's an
same,
associates.
same.
The associates version.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I'm very proud of her.
Yeah,
I still care about her, still love her. That's my kid's mom. I don't want to.
that's
Like,
awesome.
I'm still
Yeah.
very supportive of her. She's still supportive of me, and I think that's really cool. Oh yeah, the only reason we didn't just like completely cut each other off, we have kids together. If you
Right.
if you had a breakup with somebody where you have kids, like you're not ending things completely. You know what I mean? Like I guess if you leave your kids too,
Yeah.
sure. But
Yeah.
we had to find a way to get along, and it took some time. It's still in the process. We still have days where we don't get along. That's
normal.
it's normal.
Yeah.
But we're working at it, and
Yeah.
we're trying to be good co-parents.
And
I mean,
that's
it's a
awesome.
huge life change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, there are tiny humans involved, so that does make things complicated. So I think that's good. We get some complication in it. That makes it more juicy.
Yeah, but I think like
Yeah.
Aurora and I are both like single parent
What? Oh.
children, like single parent children, like
I
children
didn't
of
like
single
the
parents.
pause. You know,
Yeah.
the pause made
I was
it
trying to
weird.
figure out the way to phrase it. Yeah,
that
so
was weird.
we were both raised by our single moms, and like my dad was like basically non-existent. Just sent my mom a check and was like, "Screw you." I don't
Oh my
wanna
gosh,
talk to
don't
you.
brag that he sent your mom a check.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like,
for real.
don't take me to
My
court
mom
for child
bailed
support.
my mom
like he's
bailed
like,
my
I'll
dad.
give you. Yeah,
My mom bailed my dad out of jail
even
multiple
after.
times. Yeah.
That's yeah. But I
It's
mean, like,
nice. It's
that's
nice
really
of her.
nice.
How sweet.
Yeah.
yeah, no, my mom and dad, and then my mom and stepdad, it was like never speak again unless like absolutely have to. And like my dad, it was like, here's the monthly check. Don't take me to court for child support because they'll take 30% or whatever their cut is. And so, yeah, it was just very like call once a month. Hey, did you get the check? Cool. Let me talk to my sons, and then done.
For sure. My dad wasn't in my life, but I had a good stepdad.
And that's
Mm.
important.
And then my dad would call me like once a year. He would call me once a year
Yep.
on his birthday. And be like, it's my birthday. Why haven't you called me? I shit you not. He did that 3 or 4 years
No,
No.
Josh,
In a
that
row.
is not true.
in a row.
on
Oh
his
my
birthday.
God.
On his birthday. There were a couple of my birthdays he called, but there were a couple he did not.
Yeah,
For
that's-
sure. There were more he did not than there were he did.
Wow.
Wow, that
But
is.
there were 3 or 4 years from like 10 to 15 where he called me on his birthday.
That's
Yeah.
my dad forgot my birthday a few times. Like he'd be a day or two off and call me like, "Happy birthday." I'm like, "Not today.
Oh, yeah.
Not today."
My stepdad was a great dad, but he wouldn't have remembered my birthday for shit if my mom wasn't.
What was
Yeah.
the conversation like when he called you on the phone and he was like, "Hey, it's my birthday." Like, what would you say?
It was a drunken voicemail. It
Oh,
wasn't.
got it.
Why is that the center of all of these issues? Like every time,
Yeah, that's usually how it goes.
it's the alcohol.
And you never called him back. Did you call him back?
I don't know. I probably did.
Yeah.
Maybe not every time, but
At a certain
after
point.
the second or third year, it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
after, did you just not call him?
Where's
and
my PS2 game, Steve?
Yeah. Why are they always named Steve? I
They
wonder.
are always named
that was my
Steve.
stepdad's name,
Yeah.
Steve.
Was it really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, shit, that's funny.
Yeah.
My dad's name was Lackwinder, but I feel like that's.
That's like the Indian Steve,
I
right?
was gonna say, I feel like that's the Punjabi version of Steve. You know?
Sounds like
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
for sure.
You know what? My dad sent me a Facebook request like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I haven't accepted it. I haven't talked to him in like, I don't even know. How old am I? 31. I haven't talked to him in like 10 years, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Josh isn't going to be that guy. That's what
No,
we're hearing.
yeah,
Josh
okay, yeah, sorry,
understands
let's
the
bring it
importance.
back
Let's
to
bring it back.
Josh.
Yeah.
Josh understands the importance of being there for a kid because,
Yeah.
you've experienced
For
like,
sure.
yeah, when a dad's a piece of shit, it
Yeah.
makes you upset.
Yeah.
It makes you a comedian, I think.
But also,
Yeah.
we all had shitty dads, and like we all turned out pretty good.
I mean,
I think.
yeah.
Roughly.
I mean, we chose definitely difficult paths for like career wise, but I feel like overall, like we're good people.
Maybe.
I'm good people.
I like that our frequencies on this is like a high pitch. Like
Yeah.
all of us went.
It even looks like a question mark.
Next thing I want to know about your single relationship status is: are you going to start dating soon? And if you are you like looking for have your standards change? Are you looking for something different? Red flags, green flags?
I'm definitely open to dating again.
Okay,
but,
everyone. All right,
we're
Josh
gonna-
Means is out. Okay, stop the podcast.
We're gonna put his
We're gonna make
Tinder
his Tinder,
profile
yeah.
right here.
Oh, that would be great.
That'd be awesome. And have little buttons so you could swipe from our podcast.
Oh,
if
that'd be
only.
so dope.
That'd be dope.
All right, Josh is on the market. He is a tall, skinny. what were
She's
those?
already running out of adjectives.
Yeah, she's the worst roaster ever. That's
What's
why.
those frozen pops that we all ate when they cut your lips at summertime?
An otter pop?
Yeah, that's Josh. He's an orange otter pop.
Wow. So if that's what interests you, something
If you
sweet
like a
in
I'm
your
back
sweet-
off the market.
if you
I'm
like-
not getting anything. I'm
A sweet,
I'm damaged
cold
goods.
summer treat.
I'm melted.
Damn, I think that's really going to get you some dates.
that was a
Anyways,
great pitch.
so what are you looking for now? Like, if you're open to it, what's the vibes?
I don't know. I haven't really thought that deep into it. It's just somebody that gets comedy for sure, and that lifestyle is definitely something that like I would be looking for in like a serious relationship. And they have to be funny. They gotta also be a little smart. That's kind of.
So it's not so much that they get your jokes; it's that they also have to dish some out and be able to joke back. Okay.
Yeah, I like being able to riff back and forth. I like being able to role play a roast battle.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah.
Do you think that you would meet, or like, do you think you would date someone that you met at a comedy show again?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. That would be a red flag for me. If I was
Would it?
single, yeah. I wouldn't want to
Like
date
if we
a guy
got a
that
divorce, broke up, you would like not want to be around people.
I would
who
never
support your
date.
comedy?
Well, yeah, if we got a divorce and broke up, or whatever, I would never date a comic again. Ever. I would
yeah.
never sleep with the comic. I would never date a comic. No one told me when I started comedy, Josh, to not sleep with comics.
Oh my god, that's all they say.
No one
That's
told
literally
me.
all they say.
They
yeah.
say it so much.
I made sure she didn't hear it because I was like a little bit older in the comedy scene. I was like, nobody
Drew
tell
was
her.
like, Aurora, earmuffs?
Yeah.
Earmuffs?
Everybody's like, you guys? And it's like, that's not a thing. That's, nope, not a stereotype.
Well, I definitely would not do that. And then I definitely wouldn't, like, hang out with someone that I met at a show beyond maybe just hooking up with them. That's it. I wouldn't want to date someone that I met at a show because I'd be nervous that they would expect more from me than I can give. Because stage Aurora is Aurora, but, you know, she's performing Aurora. So it's I can't be on like that all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
And I don't think guys really understand that aren't comics.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, so what other red flags? Or green flags? You haven't really thought about it, but you're going to think about it, right? No.
Do you want to, let's see, yeah, tall, short, what are you looking for? We're going to really get you somebody
Yeah.
from this. They're going to be like, oh my God, he's so funny.
This is so fresh, and I'm like, okay, let's describe your perfect match.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have like a certain type. Like, maybe Latina.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
A little, yeah, the fire, the like wittiness, yeah.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
for sure. But I don't know. I don't really have a type, so I just go off who I vibe with. Like, I know that's such a lame answer, but it's
not.
like,
No.
I'm 100% with you on
Yeah.
that. Like, people are always like, oh, Drew, do you like tall girls? Do you like ethnic girls? I'm like, I like Aurora because
Yeah.
who she was. Like,
For sure.
our sense of humor.
Was.
Oh, who she is.
Shit.
Who she is.
First you said you're both single.
I know. What is going on?
Just dropping all the hints. People are gonna detective this episode later. Be like, and here's where you said this.
I can't wait.
It's gonna be fun.
You guys are gonna have a YouTube compilation
of all the signs of our demise.
Yep. Body language experts. I'm gonna keep saying that in every episode, just breaking it down.
God.
And she didn't laugh. She rolled her eyes at him, and that was the start of the end.
That was the start of the end.
Yep.
I don't have an extra eye roll.
Yeah, but it is. It's just the vibe. It's like you find the person that, like you said, like the sense of humor back and forth. Like that's chemistry. Like,
for sure.
If you're deadpan and they're like high energy, it's like it's gonna be a weird vibe. Like, but if they like roll with it and it's the same energy, it's so cool.
Josh, I feel like you have such a big heart and you're such a little sweetie that you just need someone who is willing to ride with you. You know?
Yeah. I get that. Thank you.
And it's going to take time because it's a big life change, you know?
Yeah.
Do you feel that way? Like you just feel like you're like, oh, I'll just see what happens next.
I am just like, let's see what happens next. And I'm more focused on comedy. I'm not really worried about dating. Like, I'm not like, I need to get back out and meet somebody because it's Valentine's Day in 5 days.
No pressure.
Yeah. I'm just like, somebody booked me for a Valentine's show, you know?
Right. So you can talk about your divorce on Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah. So I can try and split up a couple by
I love
dropping
that.
my phone number in the middle of my set.
So we talked about love. Now for the second half of the show, we want to talk about some comedy. We brought you here because you are the Sacramento Bay Area king of roast battles.
And LA.
Kicking ass, taking names down there too.
I still think I have a losing record at the store right now.
At least you're at the store. Yeah. That is it right
That's
there.
That's like when people are like naming like famous athletes and they're like, but they're like 3-7 in the finals. I'm like, they went to the finals.
They went to the finals.
Times.
Yeah.
Like
they're badass. Yeah. That's you.
That's you.
All right, I'll take it.
Yay.
Well,
see, we're so complimentary.
Yeah.
So we are curious, what made you want to get started in roast battle? What made you get interested in putting together and hosting roast battle shows?
Well, I always loved the roasts growing up. The different, like the fryer roasts and then like the roast of, who was back in the day?
The air fryer roast?
Not the air fryer.
Oh, okay, got it.
We're getting hungry over there.
Yummy.
The Friars roast. And then, like the celebrity, like William Shatner, Bob Saget,
exactly.
all those, Charlie Sheen. Those were fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then when I was like 6 months into comedy, I got accepted into a festival. And when I had signed up for it, I like said, yeah, I'll do every show. And one of them was Roast Battle. And they were like, all right, you're on and you're going to do stand-up, you're going to do this show, and you're going to do Roast Battle. And I was like, all right, like, let's...
What was the name of the festival? Do you remember?
It was the Hilarious Comedy Festival.
Where was it?
THC, Seattle.
Oh,
that's cool.
Yeah, it was so much fun. I was less than a year into comedy. I should not have been there. It was ridiculous.
Hey, you got in. That means you're supposed to be there, yeah.
I guess, but looking back now, it's crazy to me.
And who did you roast? Was it somebody that you got to know or somebody just random?
Somebody random from Seattle.
Did you get to prep your roast or was it on the spot?
Yeah. A little bit of both because I prepped for one battle, not realizing it was a tournament.
Oh.
Plot twist.
Yeah. And so I won my first battle against some comic from Seattle. I don't remember her name, but they did tell me that she cried afterwards.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Good start to roast. Yeah.
And then my second battle was against Josh Firestein from Seattle. Very funny comic.
Oh, so funny.
He's a beast. He whooped my ass, and I had nothing.
Is that the one you didn't get to prep for?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and he was even like trying to give me stuff. He was like, I was in the military. He was telling me like things right before the battle to like try and give me.
Did he have the tattoo on his stomach at that point? Or is that newer?
I think he did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does a whole thing. What, it says America on his stomach or something
Yeah.
like that? Yeah.
America, yeah. And then he said that sometimes, what did he says sometimes if he's sitting a certain way, it just says Eric.
Yeah. It's hilarious.
Yeah. So you did the roast battle there, and you've always been a fan of roast. And then what kind of like made you? Because how long have you been doing Bay Area roast battle or what's it, verbal insults? Yeah.
So after that Seattle roast, I was like, also like to prepare for the roast, I started watching the roast battles from LA and New York. Is more so the ones from New York because LA didn't have many on YouTube. And I fell in love with the style of comedy, the battles, whatever. And I knew they did them in LA, but I didn't really see much of LA. But I was like, I want to go down to LA and roast battle, but I don't want to just go down there like an open mic and not having any roast battles under my belt.
Definitely.
And so I was like, I was also right in the mode of like trying to produce shows. Like I was doing a stand-up show, a crowd work show. Like, so I was like, let me try everything. I'll try a roast battle show. If it doesn't work out.
Yeah,
At
why
least
not?
we tried.
Yeah.
But the plan was to build a roast battle show so the Sacramento comics could get good enough to go down to LA.
Wow, that's so cool hearing you say that. And then all these years later, it's like, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. Everything you imagined, it's like we're consistently down there.
And not just any venue in LA, the Comedy Store, which if you are listening to this and you're not, you're new to comedy in the comedy world, the Comedy Store is like, what would you compare it to? The Taj Mahal of comedy. Like that is like every celebrity, comedian, stand-up comic has gone through the Comedy Store. Their name is on the wall. It is a huge rite of passage. They have 3 rooms. If you get on any of those stages, it's a huge, huge accomplishment. And so you decided to help comics get to LA at the Comedy Store. That's insane.
Yeah, it's fun. I like, there's such a good show, and I know we have great comedians in Sacramento, so I was like, why not? I'd rather go down and battle somebody I know than go down and battle some random person in LA and then shit the bed too. Like,
Yeah.
So I want other people to be good and come with me. And that was the plan.
Yeah, I remember some of those early ones. You would take like a top roaster from the area down with you, and you guys would just like work it out to make it the best battle possible, and they turned out great, and you got the word out real quick.
Yeah, me and Saul were was the first one, and me and Robert Emoto were the second battles.
Oh my god. There. You just said 2 of my favorites.
Yeah.
2 of my favorite comics.
Also.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, and now Saul Trujillo is a fucking beloved door guy there.
Yep.
Well
deserved.
Yeah, very well deserved.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of him. It was cool to see, because when we went down there, he was like a little farther along in comedy. To see like him making the thought process of like making the move down there, and then to like see it come to fruition is so cool. And like the way you guys were just mentioning like how I did that for the roast battle, that's how I feel for Saul.
Yeah.
No,
it's legit. Like it's cool seeing comics that you have seen grind and they're from your area and you know them and you know they're good people too, and then you see them do something cool or accomplish something. It just it like, for me, I see that and I'm like, it makes me feel good. Like I'm excited for them. It also gives me like a little glimmer of hope, if I stay, like, it's good to see good people get what they deserve. And then it makes me feel like, okay, Aurora, you can continue being a good person and working hard, and it'll eventually pay off.
It will come.
Yeah.
And that's so nice to see. Yeah.
Yeah. So where did you do your first, like your own verbal insults? Where was it?
It just started out as I think I even just called it roast battle. And then I realized that like I couldn't copy the roast battle name from the Comedy Store,
makes sense
at the time. But it was at Rockland Blacktop Comedy in
that's
Rockland.
right.
R.I.P. Blacktop.
We love that place. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great venue. It was a small room, but it seat like 80 people, and from like the third roast battle show we did on, we sold out every show. Like we didn't maybe sell out every ticket, but like there were asses in the seats for every show we did, and it turned into a monthly thing. I partnered up with this other comic, Al Schumann. He helped me rebrand into Verbal Insults, and we just like kind of put some thought into the show instead of just doing a roast battle show, and we just didn't stop building. And once COVID took out Blacktop, I was like, this deserves a bigger venue anyways. It's a good show.
Yeah.
So now we're at Punchline in Sacramento, and then they started doing so well there that we expanded to Cobb's also, and Alameda and Tommy T's. So we've got a nice little...
Taken over every
Yeah.
Bay Area club at this point, basically.
Yeah, you've made a little roast battle monster in the best way.
Yeah.
Right? Like the best situation possible.
Yeah. What do you think drives people to watch a roast battle show? What do you think is like the big draw to it right now?
I think there's a lot... It's different than a stand-up show.
Oh, for sure.
Like, and for the way that I do it, you still get some stand-up at the top. The judges are all normally headliners, and they do some stand-up. But for the roasts, like, everybody likes to see two funny people go head-to-head. Or two smart people go. Like,
Yeah.
you watch the debates because you like seeing, like, somebody get one over on somebody else.
Conflict.
Yeah.
Conflict. We love it.
Controversy creates cash.
I hate conflict.
Shout out Eric Bischoff.
Wait, say that one more time.
It's a line from Eric Bischoff. But controversy creates cash.
I like that. Thank you,
People-
Eric Bischoff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I was about to say the wrestling.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
that name. Yep.
Sports.
I mean, kind of.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
kind of
Okay,
sports.
all right.
Dance sports.
I think that's why I like watching roast battles. I like to see people get their asses handed to them. I also love to see people struggle.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I've got some good stories about that. But
We just watched one recently, Josh. Remember? About a week ago, we saw a British guy, and then what was the other comic?
Wow.
Oh, it was Drew.
Yeah, your husband.
Oh, it was
Wow.
Drew. Was the other comic? They both really struggled.
I hated that roast
The room
so
is
much.
silent.
That's funny.
As soon as they didn't get one of my references, I was like, oh, they're just not going to get anything about the British at this
Yeah.
point. Like, I had
Yeah.
a joke about the Revolutionary War that just went, they were just like, huh? And I was like, that one? You still don't get that one? I was like, I give up. And so my confidence left.
I think unbiased opinion, removing myself from the fact that I am married to Drew. I think that Drew won that battle.
Oh, thank you.
I think you're because
Didn't you vote for British John?
No.
I
Okay.
voted for Drew, but British John like had a joke where he said something about his wife being beautiful, and then looked at me, and I was like, "Was that the roast?" I was so confused. No hate to
happens.
British John, all the love, but I was just like, "What?"
It was like an insult. Like, how could somebody as ugly as Drew get a beautiful wife like that? And I was like, well, now you're
But the-
complimenting my wife. That means
Yeah.
I have something good inside me. Like,
Right, but and then
Confidence.
the audience didn't know that I was his wife.
Yeah.
You know,
that's the problem with roast battles. Like, one of the jokes I did, I think, was like, people didn't get because there was maybe some background knowledge they didn't have about John. And I'm like, I thought we like handled enough of it, but it just didn't. So bad example of a roast battle.
but
Don't
it
watch
was
that one.
but it was so entertaining to watch it like crash and burn.
And
Ouch.
that brings me back. Perfect. Perfect segue. You ask why people come.
Yeah.
Even the car crashes are tons of fun to watch.
Yeah.
I booked a battle that I was so excited for, and I had no hopes of hearing a punchline.
Yes.
Wait, you booked
There's-
it
I
knowing?
booked not their battle, a different battle.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I have two different ideas of which one, but yeah. I think I
I'm
know
going the
which one.
recent one.
Yep.
Okay.
I know which one it is.
I knew this battle was going to be maybe not the best joke back and forth but the two people are just entertaining, and it would be fun. Stephen Ferris, Subhash Sharma. I'll call him.
Yeah.
You can
Like
bleep
they have
their
very
names if you
unique
want to,
styles
but
of comedy that
for
maybe
sure.
aren't roast battle, joke writing,
For
joke
sure.
forward, but they're entertaining. Yeah, for sure.
And that battle was one of some of the biggest laughs I've
Hands
ever
down.
seen at Punchline for the roast battle show.
What?
Hands down,
It was insane.
Like, because it was good or because it was bad? Like, people were laughing because it was bad?
It wasn't
Both.
even bad. It wasn't.
Surprisingly good?
It wasn't.
It was like it
wasn't, period.
the
That was
video.
it.
Yeah. It was like long puns versus not jokes that were just delivered with the energy of the greatest joke told of all time. And it was just so like
The way they
compelling.
played off of each other was
polar
so
opposites.
fun.
Yeah.
Roast battle gold.
It
Yeah.
really
Oh, I'm
was.
sad I missed it.
That was a fun one to co-host because I was just like
Yeah.
watching. I was like, I know what's about to happen, and then it happened. I was like, that was more well received than I could have imagined.
Me too.
And
I thought it
that's
was
really good.
only going to be well received by the comedians,
Yep.
but
Yep.
even the audience was on board with that
What
one.
a pleasant surprise.
And I think another thing that helps bring a crowd out to the roast battle is, like, there are so many comics on the show, but they're not doing their regular 5-7 minutes that their friends have seen 1,000 times. They're
Yeah.
going and they're doing new jokes and also, like, getting jokes thrown at them. And it's like, it would be so fun to go see my friend get shit on by another
Yeah.
funny comic, you know?
I also love at the end of your show that you bring up audience members to get roasted.
Yeah.
That's such a
is so
fun,
much fun.
element of the show, I think.
That's yeah. I got something for off air about that. But
Oh, maybe a deleted scene?
yeah.
Off the record.
Off the record.
Completely. Oh, we have to hear it though.
Yeah, for sure.
Those are fun. So what do you think makes like a good roast battle? What are some elements that make it good, or what makes a good roast
Or,
joke?
yeah, I was saying, or joke, yeah.
Well, we kind of were just bringing it up, like the way that people vibe with each other, same as dating. Roast battles
Yeah.
like dating, guys.
Oh, okay, bring it in.
no.
Josh, bring it together. Love
Alright,
and comedy.
Let's get this thought out. This might work. No.
You're right though.
It kind of is, like, if they have chemistry together, it will be a good battle. Even if the jokes aren't, like, the best,
Yeah.
you can still have a good battle if you're interacting well. I think what makes a bad battle is if a comic is, like, dismissive of a joke and, like, or, like, denies a punchline. Like, no, I didn't kidnap
Oh,
those kids.
yeah.
Like,
Oh my gosh.
It's-
well,
yeah.
nobody really thought you did until...
Yeah.
It sounds like a relationship, even as you're saying
Yeah.
that. Like if you're dismissive of your partner or you deny their reality, like
And if I've heard you guys say it, so it's like if the two comics on stage are clearly having fun with it, then the audience is having fun, even if the roasts aren't the best roasts.
yeah.
If they're doing the improv method of yes and, or like
Yeah.
giggling each other or being like, oh, that was a good one, you know, like having a good time. It is like a relationship. If you are having a good time and not taking it so seriously and personal, then I think that makes for a good roast.
Definitely.
It's so good to watch. And then you just want to hear more. Even if it's bad, you're like, I want to hear you do more. Will you roast me, Josh?
She's gonna keep at it until you deliver
Yeah,
something.
no.
Yeah.
But you guys both did Drew and Josh both held a class on how to write a good roast joke. So Josh, what do you think it takes to write a good roast joke?
Well, ask Drew. He wrote he made the PowerPoints.
You had some input.
Yeah.
Josh, you are like naturally good at it though. Like I feel obviously you've had to put in work to do what you do, but I feel like it came from like a natural ability to just rip someone apart. Like you see them, you observe them, and you're like, I got boom, boom, boom. Like you
Yeah.
walked into this room. Sorry, let me correct myself. You walked into this closet, and then you immediately knew what to say to like point out the obvious in a funny way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you like do that? I don't
know. I think it's just like a defense mechanism from like growing up, getting fucking picked on and shit, and I would like pick back, you know.
That's an interesting way to respond because when I got picked on, I cried. So, I did not fight back. Maybe that's why I'm not a good roaster.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't feel bad for me. He's getting a divorce. I'm fine.
Wow.
All right, now you're gonna get roasted. Let's see if we can make Aurora cry.
She's an easy cry. She's probably cried twice today, even without your intervention.
Not today, actually. I'm good.
Oh, good.
I've been too busy. But I'll have to schedule it in now to cry. But what are some elements of a good roast joke? Just like one or two.
I think if it looks semi-believable, like if it's something that the whole audience understands, that's another big thing. Also, I like to throw out some roasts that are like super obscure and just like, see, did anybody get that one? You know? All right. But, so I'm not saying that they have to be something that everybody understands, but I think it does help when because for these roast battles, we're not roasting celebrities. We're unknowns for the most part. Like, some people may come to the shows and know some of the comics, but even then, they only know what they're seeing at the battles. It's not
True.
They don't know them on a personal level. So you kind of have to go after somebody's appearance, or make the setup quick enough to let them know whatever backstory they need to know. I think really the key is just like getting all the information in a small window.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're doing a roast joke, like if I'm doing a roast joke about Drew, I would go for his appearance first. Something they can see. I'd make a teeth joke or something. And then my second one, I would be like, Drew works for this, and punchline. You know, I don't want to.
I feel like the look joke, the look roast, or like what they look like, maybe earns the trust of the audience. Like if
For
it's
sure.
I feel like then they're on board and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, you pointed out the obvious and it was funny. Now I can trust you. Like when you do a set in front of a new audience, you have to kind of like address the way that you look
your
so that they
first
can
opening joke.
Yeah, so they can move on and then listen to what you have to say.
Instead of being self-deprecating, though, you're being like
right.
I always imagine if I was the person, what would my first joke be? Like if I walked out on stage as that comedian, how would I address what I look like to get a laugh?
That's a good thought.
Yeah, that's a good method I feel like to go into a roast battle.
Good few jokes out of that. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I think we've done it. Both of us have done it where somebody roasts you with something. You're like, shit, can I use that in my set? Because that's going to be a good way to like, get them on my side.
Yeah.
Have you ever done that, Josh? Have you ever gotten roasted and then you're like, I got to use that in my set?
Yeah. Yeah, there's been a couple times. And when I was still doing the show with Al, we would bounce jokes off each other all the time. And like, he would give me tags for my roast jokes. He would give me jokes to use against him. Like that was we had a good chemistry. That was fun.
Yeah. I did want to go to one more question that we got from one of our listeners.
Make sure you're
okay.
Yeah. One of our listeners asked Aurora and me if we would ever roast battle each other.
Ooh.
And I want to get your perspective on couples roast battling each other. Josh, is it a good idea? Bad idea? Good for the show?
Would you ever have Drew and I roast each other in one of your shows?
That's how I do it. I always ask a question like, would you be interested? Would this be a good idea? And then
and then
make
Aurora's like
Aurora's just like, put us on your
more
fucking
assertive.
show.
Yeah.
Is that what you guys had me to try
literally
and make a roast
corner
battle?
you. Yeah, literally corner
Yeah.
you.
If we don't get on it, you're not leaving that corner.
You cannot get out of here.
Neither of us will.
We're going to tie you to the sex swing.
People are going to believe we have one now.
Yeah, I pointed
that was
right
a good
off
callback.
right off camera.
We both looked too. I was like, wait, did we leave it out? Like, I accidentally looked over. I was like, what is? Oh, the bike. The bike looks like a swing. Okay, so what do you think? Would it be good for the show? Should we do it, or would that cause us to divorce?
I don't think it would cause you guys to divorce. I do think it would be good for the show. We've had one before.
You had
they
couple.
are split up now, but
okay.
But they were rocky to begin with.
I feel like I know who it was. I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah. It was part of a tournament. They both They both filled
Oh,
in last
yeah.
minute, and I said they
Yeah.
would go against each other, and they were like, "Oh, we were filling in because we're dating." Like that,
I
they were
remember.
driving
okay.
together,
Okay.
and then she ended up winning the whole thing.
Yep. That one's on a podcast. That entire tournament was on a podcast. I was judging.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It was on, yeah,
Yeah, so it was
whatever it was.
Kayla Keller and Chris Ferdinand.
Yep.
That's not who I thought it was. I was wrong.
Yep, you were wrong. I know who you thought it was, but yeah, I remember that night.
I don't think we've had any other
Yeah.
couple battles. But I would definitely be down to do it again, and I think it would be fun for you guys. You know,
Is it weird to tell the audience that they're a couple, or do you wait till after their battle?
No, I would tell them up front.
Yeah.
I think
okay.
it's because otherwise, like, you guys can't get personal with your roasts. If, like, I mean, you can, whatever. Like, I do think it would be, it might be funny if I just introduced you guys, and then, like, right before the roast battle, you're like, oh, yeah, by the way, and then, like, made out.
It's always like a
And
fist bump, like before the roast, but we're like, let's go for it.
Yeah. Because I've seen, like, some roast battles where afterwards, like, two dudes will make out to just be funny. But, like,
Oh, it's just to be funny. That's
Yeah.
why I
just
did
to
make
be
out.
funny.
For the
Totally
show,
funny.
yeah.
But I do think that would be funny if you guys, like, if we didn't mention it and then you
and
did.
then roast it and then said it after or something.
Yeah. But I would, personally, I like to give a little backstory to the battles.
Yeah.
So that one I would hype up as, like, a married couple battle. And then hopefully you guys would deliver on married people
Oh.
jokes.
Would
not
you-
just you look like jokes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We'd have to get more involved for sure. Would you roast me? Would you do a battle against me?
It's so hard to decide. Like, even right now, I can't think of jokes about you. And that's what's so difficult. Because I'm like,
Wow, thank you.
You're welcome.
That's so
Yeah.
sweet.
yeah. Like, I would have to end up going to, like, and I've also never roast battled a woman. I just
Really?
realized, because I'm like, with a dude, you can be like, you're gay, you're fat. Like, those are like, everybody does those ones. But with a woman, it's like, what? You're a whore? Like, I don't know what
And it
I'd
would
say
be
about
weird
you.
calling me a whore because we're married.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's like, I mean, but you are, but
I am.
You
I am
were.
deep down.
You were.
No, I still am. It's still a
Oh.
part of me for sure. I mean, it doesn't. It doesn't. You don't just
I
lose
thought
your
it just
leg
went
when
away,
you get
like-
married.
I
It's
thought it was like
part
baby
of me.
teeth. You lose it
No.
at some point.
No.
No, it's still
she's
there.
she's got it in the baggie.
Yeah, yeah.
She kept all the baby
I
teeth.
No, it's still
It'd be
there.
a challenge, that's for sure.
I'm just loyal. That's what it is.
There we go.
So
Would you be able to roast
Yeah,
me?
I was just gonna say, like, I think that I could
She's
roast
like,
you.
yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
She's like, let's pull out the notes.
Pulls out.
Actually, since we're talking about it, I have like, no, I'm just kidding. That'd be great. No, I totally think I could roast you. And I think that I would be really good at it. And I think I would probably win, honestly. Because I think that you would.
Sounds like a challenge.
I just
to
think
me.
that you would like low key hold back a little bit.
Maybe.
Ooh.
Probably not.
You don't think so?
No, I'd try.
Cause I just feel like you're as being my husband, if you were to do like a fat joke or like I'm bigger than you joke, people would be on my side.
Yeah.
Unless that joke hits.
Unless it hit.
It's
Unless
gotta be
it's
really
funny
It has
good.
to, and that's the thing. It's like couple and comedy. The joke has to be funny, and then I respect it.
And it also has to be like you would have to react well.
Oh,
If-
and I would,
if-
Oh,
yeah.
we would.
If
Yeah.
you like went like
Yeah.
people, I know that's not good for an audio podcast, but you got the camera.
He
too.
gave a snarky response.
Yeah,
Yeah.
If-
Yeah.
that would not look good, and the audience would be like, "Oh shit! Like, get him, sis."
They'd be like uncomfortable, like watching a couple argue. If you were to do a roast about me and it like wasn't good or wasn't true, I would definitely be a good sport about it, and I would giggle and laugh and just move on, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Because at the end of the day, and this is something you guys talked about in your roast workshop, at the end of the day, it's about entertaining the audience.
Yeah.
So no matter what's going on between you and I, or if you do a terrible joke or roast, or I do a terrible joke or roast, it's like, it's not about that. It's about just, being good for the audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Definitely.
I think it would be a fun dynamic. I like having battles that are a little different than just the regular comic versus comic battle.
Like a naked roast battle.
Yeah, naked roast battles are great.
How many have you done now?
Two.
Two.
Two and
Balls
out, by
out?
the way. Balls out.
Woo!
Didn't even let me keep my socks on.
I don't know if I could do that. I don't
That's
have.
nicer than a one-night stand.
The last one I did was at Skankfest in Vegas. They were both at Skankfest, but this last one was in Vegas a couple months ago. Me and Logan Farr, another comic from here in Sacramento.
Very funny comic as well.
We battled each other down there, and in that battle, the green room was on the other side of the audience, so we had to walk through the audience. We got boxers on. It was sponsored by Manscaped.
Okay, yeah.
So we had some Manscaped boxers. Walk down. It was Sheath. Who gives a shit? We walked out there with our boxers on and then stripped down to roast. Logan couldn't get his boxers over his prosthetic legs.
I was actually gonna ask
so he
you
laid
if they.
down and I took.
Oh my god.
We were entertaining the audience, Aurora.
That is a start to a battle.
So
Oh
what?
my god!
I stripped up my boxers, threw them into the audience. Helped Logan take his, threw his into the audience. We did our roast battle. I won. Still undefeated.
Oh my god!
And then I realized, as soon as they said Josh Means wins, I was like, we have to walk back through that crowd without our boxers. So I was like scooting past people like, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm not trying to sexually harass you. I'm sorry.
Now, after a battle like that, it's not
Get
a
out of
hug.
there.
It's not a hug, is it? That's a long distance fist bump. That's reaching
no, we made out. No. No,
for fun, for the ha-has.
For the bit.
For the bit.
No, yeah, we didn't. We fist bumped, yeah, and then we covered our piece and walked to the green room.
When you guys were on stage, were you covering your PPs? Or
No,
you were just standing there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
was also before you said it, my first thought was, did they let Logan keep his legs on, or is that technically like?
It's part of his body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
Okay.
You're
I'll
right.
give him that one.
Yeah, let's be ableist.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. But that is so wild that you had to take his boxers off.
Oh yeah, that
And
was
undress
fun.
another grown man in front of a whole audience.
Yeah. I
Roast
didn't really-
battles are fun.
I didn't really have to. We made the decision to be funny.
You're like, I'm gonna help him out. This is just kidding.
Entertaining the audience. That's
Yep.
what it's all about. And I bet people still probably talk about that to this day that we're there. I would.
I mean, I'm just jealous that you get enough lead time that you're aware you're gonna have to show your privates.
Yeah.
My last doctor visit, he didn't give me a warning. He just was like, and how's your heart? How's this? And then he was like, all right, now turn your head and cough. And I was like, I haven't had any time. Like, I'm not prepared. This room is very
He
cold.
didn't even need to do that in that appointment, babe.
He
just did that.
I
to
didn't
you.
say like I had any
Yeah,
issues.
no,
He was
this
just
is
like,
a
I want to.
dentist appointment.
Yeah.
Like, I talked to a doctor. He's like, we choose which exams we do when we first meet you. So I'm like, so that dude chose
So
that.
he chose that.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah. What were you feeling or not feeling? I don't want to know what you were feeling. What were you thinking when you were when you're on stage butt naked? What is going through your mind?
The first time I did it was in New York. By the way, both times I've done this, there's been like 500 people in the audience.
Absolutely
No.
no. That's an absolute
Red flag.
No.
The first time I did it, I was just nervous, like wanting to get off stage. You know what I mean? Like my first joke landed and I was in the moment. I felt fine. Like, okay, I'm doing a roast battle. I know this, but like I couldn't stop looking at the crowd and like feeling myself being judged was not fun.
Ooh.
But I mean,
Oh.
but I had a blast. I got into the festival. It was a fun
Yeah.
time. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
It's a big event. There's a lot of
Huge
amazing
event.
people
Huge
there.
event. But it's like huge event. It's so dirty. It's so funny because it's like when you get when you're nervous to perform, people are like, imagine the audience naked.
Yeah. But you're the one naked. Then it's just making me hard. And
I know. And then that was gonna be my follow up was. Did anyone in the show get hard on stage?
No, I was fucking trying. I was like, it is so cold in here.
No!
That was the other thing. When I did it in New York, we were like the second to last battle, but all the comics just got naked at once. Like, as soon as the show started, all the comics in the green room got naked. And so I was like, all right, I will also
What?
When in
join.
Rome. When in
Yeah,
Rome.
Why didn't
yeah.
they wait their turn?
Nobody waited their turn. But then I was just sitting in the back cold,
Yeah.
naked, and afraid.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so that the first time was nerve-wracking, but the second time, I knew the worst thing that happens is people laugh. And really, even then, it's like, not a big deal. You know what I mean? I mean, it's a big deal.
I was
you know
gonna
what
say,
I mean?
come on,
You know
don't
what I mean?
sell
Hey, listen,
yourself
it's a
short.
big deal.
Ladies
but,
listening.
He's single and he's a big deal.
And you don't have to be a skank to see him naked.
There you
Well,
go.
that helps though if you are.
It
no,
does help.
I don't discriminate.
Wow, what an experience to go on. I'll never, and you have to pay me a lot of money to go on stage naked. Girls did it too, yeah?
Yeah, for sure. I would do it again 100%. I want it. They're
Wow.
going to Vegas in October. I want to do it again.
Wow.
They'll
It's
have you
fun.
back.
Yeah, I
Well,
think they
if
will.
you're in Vegas, look out for Skankfest and go to the naked roast battle. If you want to see a good time. Or some big, you could see some big time comics. You could see some small comics.
You can see some
You can
comics
see
that are on the
some average
rise.
size comics, some
Yeah.
completely gets the job done size
Yeah. Some hard-working comedians. That's what you might see.
No, fuck Skankfest though. If we're gonna plug some stuff, come to my show.
Yeah.
Skankfest is gonna sell out
We're
either
gonna
way.
plug all your stuff. But yes, if you are ever in San Francisco, Sacramento, or LA, look out for Verbal Insults, and we'll give you all the info then.
It's not verbal insults
What is it?
anymore. We partnered up with I'm glad you actually brought that up because I
Yeah.
did want to mention this.
I
earlier,
I
but we
made a
didn't.
mistake, and
It's
now we'll get the right
for
info.
the best.
Yeah.
So I started so that the people in SAC could go down to LA. We ended up doing that. We took 5 comics from here. Drew was one of them.
Yep.
I was one of them. And battled in LA. And then the roast battle guys down at the Comedy Store expanded into a league, and I got to take over Roast Battle Bay Area. And
Oh,
so I
okay.
turned Verbal Insults into Roast Battle Bay Area. And there's plenty of cities in the league now. It was 7, but now they've kept expanding. And then we've been able to bring bigger comics out from LA, bigger comics from Austin, to come out and do the shows now. And we partnered with the fucking store guys who I wanted to go do the show. Not partner with them. I just wanted to be on their show. And now, we're our own branch. So
Yeah.
it feels fucking...
Because Roast Battle is it's like a big franchise
Yeah.
of roast battles, right?
Yeah, it was on Comedy Central. It was a big show. So now we have
The branch
some-
of
You're
it. Yeah, you have the
officially-
Bay
you're
Area
officially
branch.
part of it. Yeah.
for sure.
That
And
is, oh my gosh, Josh, what a cool story, like a cool origin story. You have such good experience with it, and then you had this idea just starting out in a very loved comedy studio in Sacramento Theater, and then you made it into this huge thing.
yeah,
It's such a cool accomplishment. Next we're gonna do pocketed punchlines, and I remember the name this time.
Yes.
Where we have our guest comic give us 1 or 2 old premises or punchlines or whatever jokes that they wrote that they maybe forgot from years ago. Comics, we do this all the time. We put something down in our notebook or in our phone, and then we abandon it. So we want to hear one of yours, Josh.
Okay.
And then we want to hear maybe where you're going with it. If you want to finish it, try to finish it. Let's do it.
All right. I started. This was by the way, I love this premise for a game. This is fun.
Oh,
Every
thanks.
comic
Yay.
does have those old notebooks or whatever. You shared the questions with me on notes. I normally use Google Docs now, so I went back
Yep.
in my notes that I used when I first started to find
Yes.
some old
Even better.
jokes. This one, it's not good.
Good.
I didn't use it for a reason, but when I was starting out, I really wanted to talk about how much time kids spend on their phones.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Interesting.
That was
Okay.
like, I was like,
Nobody's talking about that.
yeah, I was like, I'm gonna be philosophical.
Nobody's gonna be like, he's a hack. Have you heard his bit about kids on phones too long?
Well, that's the thing, is it's pretty hacky.
Oh no.
Yeah,
It's
babe.
alright.
A lot of people talk about that.
It's
I thought you were being sarcastic.
Tinder, kids on their phones too much. Is that like
It's like
the
Spirit Airlines,
Spirit.
Tinder. Kids
I was
on their phones.
homeschooled as a
Kids
punchline.
be
Yeah.
apping.
Yeah.
Okay, what was it? What was it? You wanna hear it?
I had rainy days where I couldn't play it outside, but my brother has days where he has no Wi-Fi and has to go play outside.
That's
Okay.
so bad.
Yeah.
That needs work. But you know what? There's
I'm
legs.
not done.
Oh shit.
This joke's
Yeah.
not Logan Farr, it's got legs.
Oh.
The rest of it's not great either, but just don't cut me off. Let me finish my bomb.
You're right.
I took my brother to a Kings game, and he spent his entire game. Wait, hang on. That's just how kids are nowadays. They just can't stop looking at the screens. I took my brother to a Kings game, and he watched the whole game on the Jumbotron.
That's
That's good.
Also-
Wait.
Also, I've done that. Like, especially if you get the cheap seats.
If you get the
it's-
cheap seats, you're like, all right, it's here.
But yeah, we've been pretty close, and I'm like, oh, I can see better. I can see what I'm supposed to
Yeah,
see if I
yeah.
look up there.
That's funny. I actually like that.
I like that idea.
You know what? I like it now.
All right, well, thanks.
I like it now. You can.
I don't. You can have it.
I don't want it, but so this is something you're like, now that you found it, you're not like, oh, maybe I should try and work on this and bring it.
Oh yeah, I filmed a special, so I'm looking for all the new material I can get. So
Okay.
I would definitely, you'll see it at an
This
open
is
mic
yeah.
or
I think this
something.
is one to consider.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Because especially now, like, we're all older, and then we had a life before phones and
Yeah.
and screens and the internet being readily available. So I mean, we can all relate to it for sure. Gen Z will probably be like, "What? I don't get it."
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
but they're
know?
not listening anyways. It's,
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not on
Unless you make a
TikTok.
funny clip out of it.
Yeah.
that's the goal.
Ayo. Yes.
Yeah.
Clip it up. Clip it up. Josh pointed at the camera. Clip it up. Great. I love that. Good job. Good. Thank you for doing your homework. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
That was a good deep dive. That
It was
like
a good deep dive.
early Josh.
For sure. That was like the 4th and 5th open mic I ever did. I said that.
Love
and
that.
then
And it
never again.
actually had a beginning, middle, and end.
Yeah.
A lot of people who first start comedy, they forget the end.
Yeah.
And the middle.
And the middle, yeah. A lot of times they just do the beginning and then they start humping the stool.
Yeah. Or they drop some shock value comedy in the middle. So
Right.
good job just having a solid observation with a good little twist.
I can't wait to see it become what I know you can do on
Yeah.
stage. It's gonna be good.
Thanks.
For sure.
I'll laugh at it,
All right.
whether it's good or bad.
Yeah, so people want to hear this joke and see what it becomes. So where can our viewers/listeners find you?
On all social media at jmeans, means with a Z.
I'm pointing at it so it'll be on our screen.
Oh, okay. I was like, what?
Right there.
Just pointing at the sex swing again. And at Roast Battle Bay Area on Instagram, follow that page. We post our dates on there. We post clips on there. I need to post more, but
Do you have a website?
no, not yet.
Oh, okay.
Good addition though. That would be.
I think
That'd
it'd
be
be a
good.
great addition. Yeah.
And then I've got a special coming out on YouTube and Tubi and Roku.
Nice.
Nice.
Congrats.
So
Yay.
check that out when it comes out.
Yay! And there'll be some roasting on there too. Yeah.
Yeah, we did
Okay.
I did a 25-minute stand-up set and then a roast of me afterwards
Okay,
with
great.
some of the Roast Battle Bay Area's good roasters. And
That's awesome.
I'm excited.
I'm excited to see it, and you
I
guys
can't
should
wait.
be too. Oh, I have to do the next thing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being here. I don't know.
Let me read from it.
I
Let
had
me
to
read
look
that.
at
I
my
have to say
notes.
thank you.
What's
Yeah.
next? Oh, thank you.
Thank Josh. Okay, thank you so much for being here. Please subscribe, share, follow, and thumbs up this episode. Follow us on all the socials, TikTok and Instagram mostly, at The Love and Comedy Podcast. One more time, it's The Love and Comedy Podcast. And we release episodes every Thursday.
And we want to hear from you, our listeners / viewers. So send us your questions. We want to answer them. It can be about love, comedy, or both. And you might hear your question on a future episode.
You will hear
you
your
will.
question. Yeah,
At some point.
For
At
sure.
some point.
We'll get through them all. But thank you so much. That's it. We did it. Great
Yeah,
job.
Thanks for having me, guys.